Hello, and welcome to our Evesham Township Shares webinar series number 8. This is information that every business owner in Evesham Township should know. My name is Stacy Webb, and I am the Deputy Director of Community Development for Evesham Township, and I am excited to bring to you this series number 8. I'm going to go over our agenda for this webinar. We are going to hear from Mayor Jackie Vesey. I'm going to come back and talk to you about the purpose of our webinar, why we continue to do them, and why we're on number 8. I'm going to introduce our wonderful speakers for this webinar, and then they will individually provide presentations to share with you. And I'll come back and go over some next steps and provide their contact information. Okay, let's get started. Mayor Vesey?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our 8th webinar that we are sharing with our business community. This is an initiative that was started by our Evesham Economic Advisory Council. I thank all the members on that council for sharing their great ideas with us monthly and giving us tips and tricks. But today we are welcoming 2 special guests to talk to us and share their knowledge with our business community. We thank them for sharing their time and giving us their knowledge. And I can't wait to hear more about what they have to say. Thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay. So now it is my pleasure to talk about the purpose and the mission. As Mayor Vesey just mentioned, this came from some ideas, some thoughts of our Economic Advisory Council, because they heard the businesses in Evesham Township. They heard what was asked and what was requested. So Evesham Township is providing these webinars as an opportunity to share information, to provide you with information to keep your local business open and growing. The monthly webinars, or as I like to call them at times, our information sessions, include speakers that are sharing updated programs. They are sharing information that is both financial and non-financial, that will give you guidance on how to stay open, things that you didn't necessarily know about, and then understanding that it's not just for right now. This is information that's for the future as well. In addition to the speakers and the information they will provide, we will continually, through Evesham Township, through the website, through our social media posts, continually share information with you as we hear about programs and different information that comes through the state, the county, and things that definitely are able to help you, and through the township, of course, as well. So Evesham Township is holding these webinars that are recorded to allow all business owners the opportunity to see them and hear information that's going to be shared. And it's recorded so that it can be heard at a convenient time for your schedule. Now I'd like to introduce our first speaker. This is Mr. Daryle Seidman. I had the opportunity and the pleasure to meet Daryle at an event, and we started talking, and he shared some information that I just knew you would all want to hear. So today he's going to speak to us on the digital footprint of your business. Daryle is a representative of PUBtricity marketing experts. Daryle is a digital meteorologist. This is a title invented to represent his holistic approach to online marketing that leverages social media, email, and text marketing. This is through video and SEO to drive traffic, generate leads, convert those leads into sales. I know that's important to all of you. He is an award-winning blogger, speaker, author, and brand evangelist at PUBtricity marketing experts. He has 25 years of history of providing his vision, leadership, strategic guidance in developing and implementing customer acquisition and retention strategies, marketing plans, and initiatives that support brand strategy and market share growth objectives. Can't wait to hear what Daryle has to say. Our second speaker is Dr. Brian K. Waltz of Northwestern Mutual. Brian and I had the pleasure of speaking when he actually introduced himself to me because someone had heard about our webinars. And we had an amazing conversation about what I knew would be amazing for him to offer to our local businesses, our business owners. And yes, I've used the word amazing twice because I believe that this is going to be a portion of your business future that you might not have thought about. And so Dr. Brian Waltz this morning is going to speak to us on preparing your business for longevity. Brian was born and raised in Philadelphia, PA. He earned a Bachelor of Science degree from Wake Forest University and a doctorate in physical therapy from the New York Institute of Technology. Brian is the author of the fitness book, Exercise for the Athlete Within, a book designed to teach people functional exercises to improve everyday movement. After creating numerous healthcare businesses, in creating successful businesses in the health field, Brian recognized the final aspects that are required to create, build, and grow businesses. This led him to creating a financial practice that provides assistance in creating a financial business plan to project and grow businesses. Brian created his financial practice in 2018 to coach businesses, families, and communities to build generational wealth through financial education. Now I'm going to turn the screen over to Mr. Daryle Seidman so that he can start sharing his information with us.
Okay, thanks again for the opportunity to present today. So once again, I'm Daryle Seidman from PUBtricity Marketing Experts, and today we're going to talk about your digital footprint. So you learned a little bit about PUBtricity in the intro, so I can a little skip ahead. But really what you're going to see today is based solely on some cold hard facts. I'll present some research and some proven research. We really pride ourselves in sharing information that's recent, relevant, and actionable for your business. So we're just going to kick it off. I know a lot of us do internet searches looking for local businesses, but some of the stats today is about 94% of new customers use search engines to find a local business. You know, even though people say it's word of mouth, they grab their phone and they Google that business that they were referred to or they heard of. So digital, it really is a huge part of our lives. And especially now in this, I'll call it a post-COVID environment, a lot of things that we normally could do, like go visit a bank branch and make a deposit, a lot of people were forced to become digitally savvy by downloading a mobile app to take a picture of a check to deposit. So this shift is here, it's now, it's part of our lifestyle. And also too, the other stat is 72% of households use the internet as their go-to source for purchasing local products and services. And local being really important for a lot of the Evesham Township area businesses. There's an increased need to do business locally and to make sure that they build a relationship with the local business. So a lot of people, you may have heard this term SEO, which SEO stands for search engine optimization. Basically, it's optimizing when somebody goes online, looks for your business, and is looking for a business of your type or a product or service. They're going to do an internet search. So search engine optimization is a lot of services that essentially encompass making your business more visible to potential buyers. So it's obvious that you want to be at the top of the search engines, right? You want to be one of the top results that come up when people search for your business's product or service. But one of the problems is there's so much competition getting to the top of the searches. It's not easy and it's not cheap because you have a lot of businesses that are paying ad dollars. And when you do a search, you'll see a little icon next to it that says, this business is at the top because they paid for it. They're an ad supported business. They've paid an ad budget to get there. So we find a lot of our clients are trying to chase results, but we really like to say it's time to stop chasing search results. The problem with SEO is even if you're at the top of the search, it's still not enough to guarantee sales at your business. So if you come up with one of the top results in there, the bottom line is consumers need more information. Generally, they'll look at the top, but I'm going to share today some information regarding if you're still at the top of the search engine, you're still competing with other businesses. And if there's nothing that makes your business stand out, there's really no reason for a customer to choose your business over your competitors. So really try to get into this mindset of thinking like a customer. And really, do customers have the time to visit every single search result? Are they going to go boom, 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 and spend all the time to it? Of course not. Many won't even visit a company's website before making a decision. So one of the things that we like to say is, which would you choose? So when you look for a business, we look at the ratings and reviews. 100 years ago, if we were in a small village or small town, we'd say, who is the best blacksmith in town? They'd be like, go get your horse shoed by this blacksmith, and oh, don't go to that blacksmith. So word of mouth has been around literally for hundreds of years. Today, it's digital word of mouth. It's what consumers are saying about businesses that they did business with. So my question is, would you choose a 2-star business, a 5-star business, or a no-star business? Well, consumers basically vote with their wallets, and the stats that we've researched are 92% of users will use a local business if they have a 4-star rating, 72% if they have a 3-star rating, 27% if they have a 2-star rating, and 13% on a 1-star rating. So you know that stars equal more customers. So really you want to be a 5-star business to kind of cut through the clutter of search. And also too, 5-star businesses receive 3.5 more customers than a 2-star business. So when we talk in terms of your digital footprint, we really are talking in terms of what consumers are saying about you. And a lot of, businesses, really try to get reviews from their customers, but really the bottom line is, how important are they? The importance is everyone's online today. Everyone has an opinion, and everybody's opinion matters. And customers trust reviews. A recent survey by Search Engine Land said 72% of customers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations from real people. And positive reviews are the single most effective marketing tool that you can use for your business, because once again, this is your digital footprint. This is basically what people are looking at. In fact, like to go a step farther, it's actually your digital thumbprint, in the sense of this is the representation of your business. So reviews are at the center of every search. So here's a review. I did a review here for plumbers in Marlton. And this is typically a result that you'll see when you do that search. You'll see the ad coming up first, and then you'll see Brandon Mart Plumbing coming up as a 5-star company. The next plumber looks like almost 5 stars, like 4.5, Cherry Hill Plumbing, 4.5. So this is what customers are seeing. They're also seeing little snippets of testimonials within those listings as well, which makes it easier for a consumer to kind of zero in on the business that they're looking for. They're saying, okay, this is a highly rated business. There's a little testimonial in there. I'm going to choose that business. The other part of it is reviews are a huge part of your digital footprint, because a lot of these searches are kind of like rating you. They're looking at, as you see here, rating a business based on the quality. So if you're a business that has had some negative reviews, consumers are basically seeing that rating right at the top there. So the first one, quality, poor to fair, they're like, all right, skip. I'm looking for quality, excellent. And a lot of times today, our attention spans have shrunk so much. Used to be milliseconds. Now it's like nanoseconds. People want the information fast and now. And don't forget, people are talking about your business. A lot of people make this their full-time job. This is an example of a gentleman has a YouTube channel that reviews restaurants called 5-Star Reviews. So people are talking about you, and they're adding to that digital footprint. These are your customers. These are prospects. These are maybe people that haven't even done business with you, that had a bad experience just trying to get an appointment with your business, or an experience trying to schedule something, or not happy with what they tried to do on your website. So they don't even have to do business with you to essentially leave a review for your business. It also could be competitors, disgruntled employees, ex-spouses. Anybody trying to get even with a business can post a review. So a lot of times it's very important that we really focus on the digital footprint aspect of reviews. And also don't forget the trolls. These are people who have nothing better to do than to put crazy reviews on local businesses' websites. I'm sure you've seen them in your searches as well. You're like, this doesn't even have anything to do with the business. So what we try to do is really understand this whole part of reviews. And the bottom line is, guests don't usually post mediocre experiences of social media. They post the extreme ones. And this is a little survey from TripAdvisor looking at negative reviews. And the bottom line is looking at the reviews that appear on TripAdvisor versus actually the reviews that appear on guest surveys. And there's definitely a difference there. So people are really trying to go to the source. So you might be trying to book a trip. In this example on TripAdvisor, you look at the TripAdvisor reviews, but then you go to the web and you see that the reviews aren't as good as they're showcasing. So consumers are really looking for the truth about the businesses that they want to do business with. And the old story there, their voices carry. Today, an unhappy customer would tell thousands of their closest strangers on the internet about your business. Pete Blackshaw wrote a book about it, really about how satisfied customers really become your brand evangelists or your ambassadors. And the other customers that didn't have a good experience, that's their opportunity to get even with you. And once again, customers are listening. 74% of US consumers choose to do businesses based on online feedback. The other part of it is consumers are using the social media sites to vent about this. So they're going to put it on Twitter, they're going to put it on Facebook, they're going to put it on Google. So it doesn't all have to be on Google. They put it in places that they spend their most time on. The other part of it is this research piece, where as your customers are doing research about your business, the bottom line really with this is the go-to source. So what do? You need a plan. You need to grow your online reputation. And a little term that we have here is digital footprint management. And this is a process of proactively using tools, processes, and systems to be aware of what's going on in your business, to influence the conversation, and to make sure what is taking place online, you are a part of as a business owner. So how do you grow a 5-star review? Here's the plan. 5 easy steps. 1, build a service culture, really taking a look at your business and how it's serving the public. Always solicit feedback, especially those customers that are happy, especially in the moment. Follow up with those customers, share socially, and monitor, and always try to improve what's going on with your business. So we're going to take a closer look at that. But I have a little quote from Jeff Bezos. He says, if you build a great experience, customers tell each other about that. Word of mouth is very powerful. And I don't know about you, I don't buy anything on Amazon without seeing the online reviews about the product I'm about to purchase. So it's really part of our DNA now as we try to do business with customers and even purchasing online. So number 1, promote a remarkable customer experience. Happy employees equal happy customers. Establish some metrics in your businesses and rewards that promote a great customer experience. Publicly recognize and reward your role model employees in your business. Encourage all your employees to collect testimonials. If they've done a good job for someone and someone says, hey, they have some praise there, tell them to go online, say, hey, could you take a minute and leave a review on your social media of choice? If they love Facebook, leave a review on Facebook, and also share that client praise with your team. It really builds a great team spirit. Also, you want to start measuring your service. You want to monitor your customer satisfaction internally in your business. Identify the ratio of detractors, which are basically negative reviews versus people that are promoting your business, and also come up with a way to measure that. 2, you want to solicit the feedback. So some ways you can do that as a business is put it in your email signature. When you send an email to somebody, put a link there to your Google page so they can leave a Google review. Put a web form on your website to solicit reviews and link those to the search engines that matter to you. So it could be a link to your Facebook page or your Google page. Also, put it on your invoices and receipts. Hey, if you had a good experience, here's our web address. Take a look at it, leave us a review, and also put it in your newsletters. Promote positive reviews. There are some great tools that you can use online. You can use a tool like SurveyMonkey, which is an online tool to do a survey and survey your customers. You can also put an online form together. And this is what we help our clients do. This is a local massage business where we created a review page where simply what they do is they basically say, I had a good experience or I had a bad experience. If they say I had a good experience, it lets them go leave a review on the websites that the business that matters most to the business. So in this case, it's Google and Facebook. If they say, no, I didn't have a good experience, it doesn't allow them to leave a review, but it takes them to a free form text box form where they can leave some information to help that business. It says, how can I improve the experience? So even though a consumer had a negative experience with your business, if you can capture it early and address it, it's a great opportunity to build rapport with that customer. And also say thank you. If you have a customer that really raved about your business, and you have a business that, maybe has a higher profit margin, send them a fruit basket. Check out an app called Postagram. It's an app on your phone that you can actually send people notes. Send them a handwritten note. There's some services out there for 45 cents. They'll automate a thank you note to your customers. The other part of it is you want to develop a process for responding to the negative buzz. And that's something, hey, things happen, things get misunderstood. I recommend going online on a regular basis, whether it's on a weekly basis. Just Google your business name. You want to listen, decide when you want to engage, respond back to the most positive reviews as well as the negative reviews. And then also take it online. You don't want to get into a battle of words back and forth. You want to make sure that you can address it and also move on and reflect on your business, because stats show that 7 out of 10 consumers will return to a business if their concern is resolved quickly. Once again, control what you can. You can't control what people are saying, but you can make sure you're adding enough conversation to ensure that the ratio of positive reviews to negative reviews is in your favor. We like to say bury the negative reviews with positive reviews, because you will have reviews where things are misunderstood. People leave a negative review. They're there. They're part of your digital footprint. You can't remove them. But what you can do is bury the bad reviews with the good reviews. Also, make sure you set up all your profiles in your key directories. Make sure you have your Google page up to date, your Google local listing, your Yelp listing. If you're a destination, TripAdvisor, your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, your Twitter page, your Instagram page. Make sure your business is properly represented on those social media channels. And also, too, if you get a positive review on Google, take a screenshot of that and post it on your Facebook page or post it on your Instagram stream to show consumers that on a regular basis, your business is getting great feedback. Also consider blogging on your page and post subjects that will help your clients and prospects. And also you can put these posts on a newsletter. I also have a free gift for you at the end if you'd like to get in touch. But business blogging leads to 55% more website customers. And the reason that is the search engines look at recent and relevant content. So once again, generally people will put a website up. It'll be static for many years. They may change it a little bit over time, but if you're blogging, you're adding recent and relevant content to your website. So once again, it drives more website visitors because the search engines are saying, oh, new content. I can bubble that up into a search result. The bottom line also is to use some video. If your customers aren't tech savvy, take out your phone and video that person giving you that positive review and post that review on your website or post that review on Facebook or Instagram. There's always ways to get consumers to leave reviews, because the bottom line with a lot of it is it has to be recent. So you want to get them in that moment of elation when they're proud to leave a review and they had a good experience with your service. Also, build a referral system. Collect referrals on how customers can refer their family, friends, and relatives to your business. Consider creating a referral reward system. And number 5, monitor and improve your business. Always monitor your social media channels. Set up a reputation monitoring service to alert you of happening conversations. It's very easy to do. There's a free service that Google has called Google Alerts. You can put in your keywords for your business. You can put how often you want to get that results, and Google will actually scour the web, look for the name of your business, and send you an email on a regular basis saying your business was mentioned. So this will include reviews. This will include people that are writing about your business in their blog. It'll show you opportunities that you can interact with people. And once again, it's about a constant cycle. So look at the customer feedback, implement some technology in your business, look at the root cause of maybe some customer identified problems, fix it, get to the root of the problems, and continue to have that constant improvement in your business. So the big takeaway today is you can't control what people are saying about your company, but you can exercise some control over the larger conversational context in which they say it. So proactive digital footprint management is all about making sure you're adding enough to the conversation to ensure that the ratio of positive and negative is in your favor. So what can we do? Your reputation, once again, takes many years to build, but it can be damaged in minutes. And if you'd like the opportunity to share our expertise on how we can share some ideas with your business, we offer a free business consultation. So we'd love to help. And our website is PUBtricity.com. And I'm a Marlton resident. I grew up in the town here. I went to school here. So I really have a passion in my heart for Marlton and local businesses. If I can help you in any way, feel free to reach out.
Daryle, thank you. That was great. I do have a question, and
Yes.
this is something that's actually been brought up, and I believe you touched on it, or I got the answer. I'd just like you to retouch on it if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
So one of the things that we do is we promote via our social media for the township. If someone puts a negative comment there, but do not leave their name and contact number, what would you suggest the business owner do in that type of situation?
So in that type of situation, that's basically an anonymous review, so you can't reply directly to that
Right.
person. I always coach my clients on having, I call it a canned review. Sorry you had the experience. We strive to do our best in each area. We would certainly like the opportunity to discuss this with you personally. Here's my name, my contact information. So although it's anonymous, you're still responding to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that person, if they do decide to get in touch with you, they can on a one-on-one basis. Once again, you want to make sure that you're taking it offline and it's not going to be a battle of words back and forth. But if you do get anonymous reviews, always respond, show other people that, hey, I'm responding to this. I'm proactive. I'm concerned about what people are saying. If they have a negative experience, I want to address it. A lot of times on the authenticated platforms, like on Google, you can't leave a Google review unless you have a Google account. You can't leave a Facebook review unless you have a Facebook account. So on the authenticated sites, it's a little bit easier to do it because you can respond to them by name. I say always make it personal. So I would say, Stacy, I'm very sorry you had this experience. I'd love the opportunity to chat with you more in detail about it. Here's my contact information. So that's the way I would address it.
Okay, thank you. And I have one more question for you.
Sure, I love them.
You mentioned something that I do, which is always to look at reviews as well, but I will see reviews from 3, 5, 10 years ago. Do they ever, because I'm searching, like you just mentioned, on negative reviews. I want to see what the negative is. It seems that you said to ensure that your positives outweigh the negatives, but those negatives never go away. Is that accurate?
Correct. The negatives never go away. And you brought up a great point, Stacy, because you might see a 5-star business, but then you go look at the reviews and they're from 5 years ago. And all of a sudden that question pops up in your mind. You're like, is this company even in business? I mean, how come I don't have any reviews within the last 5 years? So you want to keep, once again, the 3 R's: recency, relevancy, and reviews. So the recency is whatever you can do to get your customer or client to leave a review, do it. Relevant, have them, coach them a little bit, and rather than say, hey, the service was great, let them talk about the service. If it was the plumber, hey, they did a bathroom renovation and I really love it. They put a sink in and a new toilet. All that detail type of information definitely helps as well. And then, yes, the reviews do stick with you. There's very rare occasions where you can have reviews removed, but we do offer that service for clients. We had a client that had a vendor leave a negative review about them, made some comments about the owner of the company, said that they never, paid an invoice or something. So it was actually a review on Yelp. So Yelp has a terms of service policy that says, reviews can't be a personal attack. Reviews have to be about the customers or that business's specific product or service. So utilizing the terms of service, we worked with the Yelp legal department and actually had that review removed on behalf of a business that we work with. So there are occasions that you can have reviews removed, but they have to meet certain criteria that each search engine and media outlet has. And you can totally have them reviews removed if it meets those guidelines and if it's not relevant to a consumer search and learning about that business.
Well, great. Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daryle. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Time. Definitely information that I believe our businesses should know. I will share your contact information once we are finished with our next speaker, Dr. Brian K. Walls. Dr. Walls, do you want to start presenting?
Sure. Thank you. And thank you, Daryle. That was amazing information. I know I'll probably be reaching out to you too.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, no problem. There we go. So really, thank you again, Stacy, for this opportunity. And thank you, everyone, because talking about business longevity, and really it's about asking the question, what's keeping you up at night? And a lot of business owners will, as we're working with them and with the team approach, is that they'll say, well, maybe this one aspect is keeping me up. And especially over the past 18 months as the pandemic hit and then continues, it's a matter of figuring out what exactly can we do. And I know that planning is really the key. It's first and foremost that's where we have to start. But there are some questions that it's a matter of figuring out what exactly are those questions. There's so many times that we may be overrun with asking ourselves, like, what is it that I can do in 10 years time? What is it that I can do maybe to retire? Or if I have a partner, what happens to one of us? If the partner becomes sick, if the partner passes away? Of course, some of these questions are going to be different depending on where you are. And it is important to understand that you have a team and you have people that are out here to help you and work with you. And so really today, I want to first let's start identifying and prioritizing our goals, and then understanding what are the asset classes for your business. And understanding the asset classes is first also understanding, where is your business? Are you in the early stages, or are you in the later stages, or somewhere in the middle? Of course, understanding what are the areas that we may need to protect, and then the role of the advisor. And I start every conversation with a business owner understanding your vision board. And I know personally, this has been extremely helpful for me professionally, but also for a lot of the businesses that we work with, is understanding what it is that you want in the long term. And the long term doesn't have to be 20, 30 years from now. It can be 5 years from now. And really sitting down and creating and starting the plan. And to full transparency, this is my vision board, and understanding from the bottom up is that everything that we do starts with the heart and starts with the love of the community and love of this community and love of family, and wanting to expand and increase the knowledge of financial planning. So it goes back to what exactly is keeping you up at night, and then prioritizing that checklist. And on a scale of 1 to 10, sit down and break it down into 4 parts. So is it really the business? What are some of the areas that we need to cover? Do we need to ensure that the expenses are paid? Do we need to then determine the value of the business? During this time, the past 18 months, it's understanding and really recruiting or retaining and rewarding those employees that have been around and have been able to keep the business going. And what exactly does that look like? When we're doing business planning, and especially with these small businesses, it's understanding that the business itself is also very personal. And so what are we doing personally? Are we planning for the family? And are we planning for succession planning? And then, of course, lastly, but really it's only last on the slide, is then for our employees, are we actually providing certain benefits to really retain those employees? And it's really wonderful to sit down with the team, and I can't stress this enough, although you're meeting with me, it's actually a team approach of advisors that have been working with businesses for 30 plus years. And that's understanding the business needs of a startup, or maybe you're in a growth phase, or you might be a mature business that's been around for some time. And then you might be a business that is about to transfer. I'll stay on this slide just a little bit longer before we move on. And we all like to work with businesses to plan from the back, or stage 4, to the front. Because once we know what it is and where we want the business to go, we can then plan for every stage and what exactly it is that we may need for that business to not just sustain, but then to prosper. And it all comes back to understanding, first and foremost, well, how do we best protect the business, and how do we best protect any loss of the owners or key employees? And when it comes down to the early stage of a business, what are some of those benefits that we may want to offer? You know, when it comes to benefits, it's a matter of recruiting the right employees for your business. It's also a matter of retaining those employees, like I mentioned before, that have been with us through thick and thin, that's helped the business to get off the ground, to go from an idea to reality. And then it's a matter of rewarding those employees. You know, the business succession, many times in that early stage, we don't like to think about it too much, because we're thinking, why should I plan for the exit when in actuality I just started? But we do need to start at that end point, because what is it that you want the business to do? Do you want the business to move on and pass on to family? Do you want it to pass on to maybe that employee, that manager who has been there from the beginning? And it doesn't matter if you don't have it now. It's important that we plan for when it does come to be. And then, of course, it's the personal planning. It's understanding that the business is going to be there for the family, because it's your lifeblood. At the same time, though, we don't want it to be to the point that the business may suffer if anything happens on the personal life. Then as we move to the second stage, this is really where we're starting to expand. And that's where we're expanding to a level of maybe multiple locations. And how do we plan for that? Making sure that we're providing benefits for multiple employees, and understanding that as we're planning for that, that it doesn't have to be all or nothing, that you can piecemeal and start layering and building up on the benefits over time. There's going to be a constant review with the team, is looking at what the succession planning may be. Do we need to put in some agreement that maybe it's a buy-sell agreement? And of course, always looking at the personal. What are those personal objectives? Moving on to the third stage, the maturity, you know, further expansion, and then being cognizant of how much are we protecting against possible loss, as well as further providing benefits for employees, and then succession. Now that we're in this mature phase, that succession planning becomes more real. We may actually say, we want to move on and maybe want to sell. Lastly, the estate planning. And I am excited to say that this is an area that there's so much assistance here and a team approach here when it comes to estate planning, and how to really make sure that what you've started will move forward for the next generation and beyond. And then, of course, that leads to the transfer phase, transference of the business to that next generation. And of course, reviewing the entire plan. This is a living, evolving process. I think a lot of times we forget that, you know, that with a business, it is an entity. It is a living, breathing entity that we need to make sure that we're constantly reviewing. We're making some changes where necessary. We're strategizing. And it's a team that's going to be here to help you. So you're not by yourself. And that's where the integrator approach comes in, is that this is your advisory team. As a financial advisor, I'm part of that team along with your accountant, your attorney, your banker. At the center of it all is you, the business owner. Now, this is where we get to say, you are the center of the universe, and it's our job to be here and to serve you and to be able to provide you with recommendations and advice and assistance, so that way you can focus on the business as your team is focusing on areas such as protection from loss of an owner or group benefits, all the while planning the exit strategy. So as we talk about business planning, it's a matter of seeing the financial team as risk managers. And so we're going to look at the 4 critical asset classes of your building, protecting employees, the business itself, and then the business owner. Now, I think Daryle really spoke wonderfully about the business itself, talking about the reputation and the goodwill. A lot of it is a matter of then looking at the other areas, so the employees and the business owner itself. Another area that becomes important that a lot of times we don't think about is the intellectual assets. What are those trademarks or patents that you might have that you do need to protect? And you need to be aware of who do you go to make sure that everything is protected. And then, of course, that if somebody uses it, that you get paid for it. So there are certain questions that do come up, and mention the intellectual property. Is it really protected? The other piece that is very important that I want to point out is, what if one of your key employees, what happens to them? What if they were to die? What if they were to become disabled? And how do you best protect that and keep that income generating continuously? This is, of course, as we're doing the business planning, it's then employee benefits. And what does the benefits look like? This is where the team approach becomes extremely important, because where are you along your stage, financial stage, and how much of benefits can you actually provide? Is it one benefit and then every year we add on? Maybe you're at a point you can add everything. And some of the benefits are health, life insurance, disability, maybe even long-term care, maybe a 401k. But it's all a matter of having a plan and doing the right thing for your employees. And it always comes back to, what exactly is your goal? What is your goal for making the benefits? Is that the benefit strategy? So of course we do have to plan for the unexpected, and that's where the personal financial planning comes in. And as much as we're focused on the business, we do have to take a little bit of being focused on you, because you are the business. And that really looking at the personal finances and the business finances and understanding how much they may be interconnected, and see where we can ensure that the business will continue to thrive if anything were to happen in your personal life. But again, we have these questions that are going to come up, and it's a matter of working with the team that's going to be able to help and assist and start making the next stages of understanding what your options are if you were to become sick, disabled, what would happen to your personal finances, and also what exactly does the business play? What's the role that the business plays when we're planning for retirement? And it's a matter of integrating all of this into the exit strategy. And this is why I always mention that we want to start at the end and then work our way backwards, because there may be an exit strategy that once you get to retirement, the business ends, but maybe you might want to pass it on. Or you might get to a point within the business that you say, okay, I've had it, I'm ready to step away, So now there are agreements that need to be put in place, and the sooner we put that in place, the better. And understanding exactly what is the value of my business. That's why a lot of times with business owners, it is important to see exactly, well, and to ask the questions, what exactly is it that I want? Where do I want to see this go? And how do I want to see this grow? And that's where the team and the team of advisors here at Northwestern Mutual, we're going to ask those questions multiple times throughout the months and years that we're working with you. And of course, when it comes to exit planning, exit strategy, when it comes to a family business, the sooner we figure out where we wanted this to go, the better, because many times we may run into problems that the children aren't ready to take over the business. For that matter, the children may not want to take over the business. Or the siblings may disagree on the direction of a business. And many times that's actually some of the most, I'll say, disheartening conversations when there's lack of communication within the family unit on what the next steps of the business may be. You know, action steps that you can take today. It's review your business plan. Or if you have a vision board and you find that helps, then create a vision board. Meet with your lawyer, update your will, update your trust, meet with your financial team. You know, sit down and see exactly where your finances are, where you stand, and what are some of the possible risks. Meet with your accountant, make sure you're taking advantage of everything that's available to you as a business owner. Talk to your family. If there's one area that I will highlight time and time again, is talk to your family about their desire to take over the business. And then, of course, figure out, have the discussion on those key employees. Who are those employees that are indispensable, that really there's no way you could have made it this far without them, and how do we want to reward them? And I go back to the vision board again. What is your vision board? And I offer this to anyone who wants to know. Feel free to reach out to me to learn more about my own vision board, but also feel free to reach out to me to learn more about, there we go, learn more about the integrated approach and the team approach of really working on you and assisting you, the business owner, to help you grow and thrive within your business, within your community, and understand that there's a team here to help you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate the information you shared. I believe you've answered actually all the questions that I had, because you and I had an extensive conversation prior to today. But I would like to just stress on the fact that I am really huge on retirement. I think we should all enjoy our lives based on these times that we're living in today. What was so key for me with what Brian shared was ensuring that you set up your retirement when you start, because if you don't, you won't, and you'll work and work and work to ensure that your business is continuing to grow and be in the fashion that you set it up for in the very beginning. So I really like that you went into this detail with us. One of the things that I wanted to touch on really quickly, if you can, is the benefits for your key employees. So often in our businesses that I've gone to, where's Katie or Kathy or April? She was the person that would always knew what to do. And you have new people that don't quite know what they are supposed to do that helped you as a customer come back. So do you agree, or have you had businesses give a percentage of the business to those key employees and talk to them about it? And at what point do they start having that conversation?
Sure, and that's such an important conversation, because you bring up a great point that you may lose that person that knows the business inside and out. And sometimes you know immediately within the first year whether or not this is somebody that is going to be there for the long haul, and somebody that you really may want to groom to be a major part of this business. When I say I really mean the team really recommends that you have this conversation earlier, sooner than later. Find out what their goals may be, so that way you may start to put in motion a benefit package, a rewarding benefit package, so it makes it very difficult for them to leave. Now, it may be part of the business. It doesn't have to be, though. It doesn't. It could be actual benefits during this time. It's not. One of the common ones is providing health benefits for employees, as well as a key person benefit that may be utilized to then protect that person, also to build up a retirement plan for them, to let them know that you're showing them how you feel about them and the worth that they've been providing.
Right.
So it is important that to really have that conversation early, especially when you know, or you have that feeling that this is somebody that is the person, one of the catalysts to help my business grow.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I think that's so important, so key, especially when people are bouncing and moving. It's key. So I hope that our businesses hear that and that they will see this this integrated approach. I think it's amazing, and as you know, and I have enjoyed this presentation. I enjoyed Daryle's. I think that these two speakers together really and truly provided information that our businesses may not have necessarily been thinking about, but they knew it was there. And I hope that this gives them an opportunity to hear what you have to say, to come back to you, ask questions. And with that, I want to share your contact information.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Oops, and it's not sharing. So give me one more second. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. But our contact information for Daryle with PUBtricity is listed here. This presentation will be on our website, and you will be able to look at it and see the printed version, as well as hear the presentations that each of our speakers provided today. I am so happy that I had an opportunity to meet each of these gentlemen prior to today, and that they were so willing to share this information with you, our business owners. So for Daryle, his phone number is located there, and that is his email address, DS, it's just his initials, at PUBtricity.com. And also PUBtricity.com, he did provide the website for us. In addition, Brian's information with Northwestern Mutual is also listed. His email address is brian.k.walls@nm.com. And he listed his cell phone as well for you to reach out to. And his office is in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. As always, my information is here as well. Feel free to reach out to me if you're shy or you have a question and you're not sure who to go to with the question. Well, I want to thank everyone who's attended, who is seeing this webinar. I thank you for your attention. And again, I thank you, Daryle and Brian, for your time, for the energy that you put into preparing for today and for the information that you shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stacy. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Brian.
Stacy. Thanks, Daryle.